Dear students, I'm very happy to share with you the very first component of a P2P platform business model, a P2P business model for P2P platforms. The first component, as you hopefully remember, is customer value proposition. The learning objectives, as you know, constitute my contract with you. You evaluate the correctness, the usefulness of my lecture based on this contract. These are the four objectives that I would like to share with you with my lecture. We have mainly 5 chapters. Chapter number 5 is rather for a check test, so a checklist, a check test. So let's say 4 chapters. A model of customer value proposition. You do remember the place of customer value proposition in our P2P business model. There are mainly 4 components, and we start by customer value proposition. But because we are in a P2P platform, a customer value proposition is defined for at least 2 sets of customers and not only 1. It might be more customers, but at least 2. We have this quiz. What is a value for you? We most likely discuss it later after this lecture together. What is the definition of a customer value proposition? Let's say that the definition is the difference between the total benefits that a customer receives from an offering and the total expenses, not only money as a price, but other efforts that we consider as sacrifice and cost that a customer should give away to obtain that offering. If the difference is positive, there is a value for customers. Otherwise, it's not worth it, as the general speaking says. Let me put in this way. This is an illustration of what I explained. Why should customers buy any offering? Because there is a benefit, utility in the product or a service. I buy a product because I need a laptop. I need this laptop because there is a service after sales behind, because I can have good experiences, any other benefit you can consider. A value is subjective, and there is no universal benefit for everybody. Different customers can buy a laptop for different reasons. Different people can go to a restaurant for different benefits. So this should be defined very clearly, and based on that, you have different segments of customers. When you sum these benefits up, you have a total customer benefits. But customers cannot receive them for free, not like sunshine, not like raining. There is a cost for obtaining them. These costs are monetary and non-monetary. For going to a restaurant, you pay a restaurant, but also you should go there. The traffic jam could be a cost for you. The waiting line could be a cost for you. If the servers are not polite, that could be a cost for you. If you sum up all of them, you have a total customer costs. Now, if the total customer benefits is higher than total customer costs, there is a customer value. Otherwise, if they are equal, the customer hesitates. Should I buy? Should I postpone it? And if the total customer costs is bigger than the total customer benefits, then there is no value and the customer does not buy it. And if he does, he is disappointed. Okay, I give you a very good example of the customer value. It's a fantastic example. iPhone is introduced to the market in 2007. Do remember, that was the period of one of the most important financial crises in the world. People used to say that the financial crisis of 2006, 7, and mainly 8 was the biggest over the last. Then not only Apple was not afraid of the crisis, but also they launched App Store in 2008. They developed it. But that was a great customer value for the clients because not only they had a smartphone, but with many different apps, they had more values and benefits on their smartphone. So they wanted more of iPhone. So you see, the point is the customer value proposition. Yes, there was a lot of costs. Cost of fear to get unemployed, to get fired. That was financial crisis. People had to sacrifice a lot. But because customer value proposition was bigger, that was a huge commercial success. Even the sales of iPhone was a fantastic success during the financial crisis. So this is customer value proposition. So any platform, any company should consider these different things. That what are the product I suggest, what are the costs my customers should endure to have, and basically on that one we define it. In other words, the basic question is, how can I increase benefits for customers? How can I decrease costs for customer? If I can do that, then I create more values to my customers. This is, after all, your strategy, your business model. How to increase benefits for them in order to increase the customer value. How can I decrease the costs for customers in order to increase the difference between total customer benefits and total customer costs, so to increase the value. Customer value proposition exists online and offline. Don't think that offline is finished, but because there are a lot of current customer value propositions online, Offline, they redefine their customer value proposition. For example, online, the availability of product is very important and the price of it. Well, you cannot suggest the same things offline because they have it already online and much easier, more convenient, and probably cheaper. So offline, you give not only product, but only emotion. You come to my mall, you come to my shopping center, you come to my store, and I give you emotions. I give you coffee. I give you possibility of meeting other people. I give you music. I give you entertainment, many different things. So you see, all the time you define and redefine these different things. Let's define the customer value proposition in the second chapter more precisely for the P2P platforms. This is what I would like to do with you. For any of them you take, there are platforms. I would like you to know them better. If you do not know them, please go and discover them. Amazon Flex is for giving clothing to companies. Care is a platform which gives you babysitters, assistants, or other assistants you might have. Artist Share, they give possibility to artists to show their creations to sell. So, and you have other things, I let you discover them. For any of them, the basic point is how the platform can define a customer value proposition for one set of customers and the customer value proposition for the other sets of customers, of clients. This is not a single customer value proposition. If you have a very good customer value proposition for one set, fantastic. Imagine your customer value proposition is exceptional and you don't have any, you lose both clients because one client comes only if the other client is there. If the other client does not come because there is no customer value proposition, even the client for whom you have created the best customer value proposition will not show up. So you define it for both of them. This is what we call two-sided markets. I refresh your memory because we have started them. This is just to refresh your memory. We have started them. For example, for crowdfunding, you should define it for both of them. There is the basic common customer value proposition. Crowdfunding is a platform which attracts lenders and attracts borrowers and facilitate transactions between them. Some need money, some can provide money, and the platform facilitates the interaction between them. The very first common customer value proposition is lowering the transaction costs, finding the right partner, analyzing the partner, give some information about the partner, and so on. Then customer value propositions are more specific for each set of customers. For example, for the one who are looking for money, the customer value proposition is that I give you some alternative ways. Banks are not your only alternative. You can come and collect money from the other ones. The same for the lenders. In order to make profit with your money, you invest your money in financial institutions. I give you another possibility, financial and non-financial. Probably you accept a smaller return on investment, but you are happy that you are helping some other people for developing their businesses. We continue. There is more customer value propositions specific for receivers of money. Then you have coaching, connections, and so on, and pre-selections of projects, of asking for money for the investors on the other sides. I give you again, because I really want you to remember it and never forget it, for a P2P platform, for any two-sided markets, you define your customer value proposition for two sets of clients, and sometimes even more. For example, look, this is for accommodation platforms like Airbnb. Airbnb should define customer value proposition for one set of customers, those who are looking for a room, space, and for landlords who want to make money. They have a space, a free space, and they want to make money out of this. Well, I have defined it for many of them. It's going to be boring if I just read them. Please put time to have a look on them and understand them more. I give you many different examples. You have a almost complete list of many different P2P platforms for accommodation. And because the competition is tough and hard, they have to focus on different, specific, more pertinent, more customized customer value propositions. You see some of them here very specifically. Or here, a love home swap. This is, for example, a very specific one in the middle. You do not pay a rent to them. You give your home and you receive a home. Not probably simultaneously, but this is what they do particularly. You have some of them for P2B business that you have. But anyway, whatever the target is, whatever the segment is, the point is that an accommodation platform should define its customer value propositions for two sets of markets. This is what I would like to check with you, but we do not have possibility now. We are on distance learning, and well, this is what we study later, probably during virtual discussion. Let's go and see more about online dating, because there are a lot of platforms for online dating with their peculiarities, particular benefits they offer. What is highly interesting is that in 2017, there was a big discovery, is that people find partners more and more online, as you can see here. More and more people, normally people find a partner in a bar, in a restaurant, via other friends, parties and so on, at work, at the school. But more and more we discover that the rate of growth of finding a partner on platforms, P2P online, is increasing very fast. It's not surprising, and it does not surprise me, And even I think is a good thing, because if the P2P online dating platform does correctly its job, many things that you discover progressively about your partner, the platform can give you the information at the very beginning. If you have the same hobbies, if you have the same fears, if you have the same entertainments and so on. And this is a very good first step to take over. So it's not surprising. Look, the rate is very high in Sweden. They are Swedish people are very open people. They are very busy. They work and they want to have a good return on investment. Isn't that right? And so they say, well, let's the first part be done by artificial intelligence. It is a good thing. And France is in the middle. And a very good research could be why in some countries is very high and in some countries is less. What was sort of surprising for me is that in India, I love India, this country. I very often go to this country. But the culture is more conservative than the culture in France, at least for meeting the opposite sex or for romantic dates. However, in India is stronger, the rate of meeting and dating online than in France. That was interesting for me. In Brazil is even more. So you cannot say at the very first the meeting for romantic purposes is more open in Europe, which is true. So the online dating should be greater, but this is not true, as you can see. You see that because the competition is very tough, then segmentation is bigger, more and more. For example, some men, boys, are shy, they cannot date, and they say, okay, you girls, please be so kind and date with me, suggest. And then this is one platform with that specialty. The other one is for people who have more than normal weight, for example. Good, bad, this is just a subjective judgment about it. And they have their platforms for that one. As you can see, people here, more and more the specialty and the segmentation is highly and very focused more and more. That was very interesting for me, very highly interesting. You have online dating for religious people. At the very first, you might think that, well, you see, they are religious people, they don't do that like this. It should go through families and reliable relatives, but no, you have that for Jewish people, for Muslims, for Christian people, as you can see here. That was surprising for me. And even for vegan people, you have for gay and lesbians and so on. So they are very focused, segmenting the market, because the competition is very tough. Not only the competition is very tough, or let me put it this way, because the competition is tough, You cannot have success and make a breakthrough on the market if you are not offering a specific customer value proposition. And this is what they do. They say that, look, I give you a customer value proposition. You have some extra weight. Don't lose your time. Come here. If people come there because they prefer you, and if you prefer to date with Jews, with Christians, with Muslims, I have a platform for you. Don't lose your time. In other words, if you want to have a Muslim partner, why do you go to a general online dating platform and look over all different candidates to find a Muslim? Come here. Everybody is Muslim as you wish. And so on for other things that you can see here, people. So what is the system of it? Is customer might have different role. Your customer might be a user. I profit from your product. The customer might be a buyer. I pay, but I don't use. For example, I'm a parent. I pay a school for my children. So your customer value proposition should satisfy at the same time the buyer and the user. And the shopper is the one who looks and compares different offerers, different sellers to choose the best one. Fortunately, you can satisfy that role by artificial intelligence and comparing all different candidates. That was the very first step of using intelligence online. Digital readiness. This is the second thing. On your P2P platforms, do consider two things. Some people, younger people, they are born with digital technologies. They know it by heart and they can use it very well. But some of them, they are immigrants. They have grown up in another world, pre-digital world, and they now should work with digital world. So make your platforms, your apps, whatever you are using as media, easy for both of them. Okay? Your platform should not be only for very intelligent and persistent people. It should be as natural as, for example, if you are on online dating, as natural as in a bar, may I invite you for a drink? If you are, for example, on accommodation platform, is that do you have a spare room just for one night? It should be as easy as this when you encounter. One more time, a quiz. Just have a look on it. I give you the answer, unfortunately, because we do not have time. Online, the competition is very tough because people are one click away. When you go to a restaurant and you are not happy, you say, okay, I finish my food, but the next time I don't come here. Why did you finish your food? Because look, I have come here, the traffic jam was bad, I had difficulties to park, I have parked, or the metro is very far. Now I'm here, I finish it, the next time I don't come because the servers are not polite. But if you're not happy online, you just click and you go to another food seller and for whatever. So it's much tougher online to give good customer value propositions. Do understand the dialectics of customer value propositions. Do understand this table that you are having before your eyes. On your left, you have firm's conception of the value. The offerer, the platform, you as a company, you conceive a customer value proposition to offer to the market. On the other side, horizontal axis, you have the perception of the customer value by the market. So different things might happen. The first thing is that you are here. Well, I think the destiny of this customer value proposition is very clear. Why? Because you have conceived and you are very aware that you are not aware that the value you have created for customers is too small. It's not important. And the customers perceive it as not important. So, okay, is already dead. The second one is that you have put more efforts for conceiving, for manufacturing, for producing a customer value proposition, and the customers perceive it also as more or less okay. Okay, you have more chances to sell here, but probably one of the reasons that the customers say okay, not more, because probably other competitors offer more or less the same thing. But in the third case, you have a king or queen customer value proposition. It means that you have put efforts. Probably you have a unique, specific customer value proposition, and customers receive it, perceive it as such, as exceptional, as a king, as a queen. Try to be in that case, because here, when you define your business model, if your customer value proposition is here, you have a very strong business model for the success of your P2P platform. One more time, your king or queen value should be once for one set of customers and also for the other sets of customers. Now, consider this. AI, artificial intelligence enhanced P2P customer value proposition. It's highly, very important. We would like to know how my business model in general and the component of customer value proposition in particular should change with artificial intelligence. Do consider this one, and then I go through the chapter. Artificial intelligence is not an option for you. It's not a choice. You should go through it anyway, because if you don't go through it, it comes to your competitors and you are out of the market. Here is my thing. In your courses, probably you have heard about a customer journey or customer experience or whatever you call it. This is the same that in older times, people used to call it customer purchasing process. Online, you have the same customer purchasing process. They call it journey, they call it experience, because you might and you should give them more experience and more possibilities. In other words, in the older times, this process of 5 steps purchasing process is composed of, first, I recognize that I have a need. I have a problem that I have to solve. Number 2, I look for information on different possible solutions. Number 3, I find different solutions. I compare them. Which one is the best for me? Number 4, I choose one of them and I select it. Number 5, I'm disappointed, I'm satisfied, and so on. Online, it does not change. This is the same purchasing process that you might consider for any customer. However, they have more options. In other words, your need recognition could be online, information search online, alternative evaluation offline, purchasing decision once more time online, and post-purchase behavior offline. When you are online, it could be on a board, it could be on your smartphone, it could be on your laptop, it could be on your iPad, and so on. So you see, is at the same time is multi-channel. You are on different things. And when you want to deliver a customer value proposition, the biggest impact of AI is to facilitate this purchasing process. It should be very easy for the customers. Because this is artificial intelligence, or artificial intelligence should only suggest needs that I might recognize as my needs. Information search should not be, like many years ago, a catalog with a lot of information in it. Just understand me and give me one paragraph, two paragraphs that meet my needs. So, in a sense, I would say that AI should simplify the customer journey. Customer journey and customer experience right after, you have online and offline at the same time. The experience of customer with the brand, with the offerer, with the seller, with the platform should be very exciting and positive, offline, online, on this digital device, iPad, on that digital device, smartphone, should be at the same time very pleasant at the same time. So one part of customer value proposition is to manage correctly and efficiently, mainly with digital advances and in particular AI, the customer experience over these different things. Here you can add to the customer value proposition. I hope is clear, because this is very important. Let me give you some other examples. Well, we see that in many different courses, sessions, but here we focus on customer value proposition here. The customer value, the purchasing process for customer should be effortless and so without frictions. It should be very easy. Without friction, imagine a customer goes from the platform on a smartphone, finding her account. To follow the purchasing process, the experience, the journey should be frictionless, not difficult for them. So this is the most important one. Let me give you some examples. For example, Airbnb, you have it. Airbnb all the time improves the configuration of the website and the application. More and more, they let applicants, and artificial intelligence is very important for that one, by a natural language to find what they want. I'm looking for a room in Paris area in the city of Courbevoie. Okay, you just say, this is the big revolution of artificial intelligence and mainly large language models to understand a natural human language is also very important as a customer value proposition for illiterate people. You know, that's fine to send texto wherever you want, but if you are illiterate, you cannot send it to them. Even if you are literate, and imagine you are in Japan and you don't speak Japanese, you have difficulties. Now, with artificial intelligence, you talk, so you don't need to read if you to write if you are illiterate, and the artificial intelligence senses as such. Or you are in Japan, you don't speak the language, you say it in French, and it translates into Japanese. So you see, this is what bigger customer value proposition you can find than that. Artificial intelligence or Airbnb predict also your needs. It does with me. For a while, I live in Paris and I rent rooms in Lyon, and very often Airbnb sends me, without any request by me, rooms available for me. And all information, they are structured for me as I want, so I can choose them much better. And based on my behavior, okay, let me explain like this. What is collaborative filtering? Artificial intelligence on Airbnb understands that some people are like your professor, Jamshid Asari. They live in another city, they go to another city, they don't have time to visit, is very punctual, and is very functional for them. So they make a pool of us. They understand our behavior. What are the benefits for us? What are the costs for us? And based on that, they understand me better, even they have not seen any behavior as such by me, but they know that people who are very similar to me, they like the same benefits. So they might say, well, it could be of interest to Jamshid Asadi too. This is collaborative filtering. Let's see, this one I like it very much. Is what they do, they match the product. The product is mainly highly for craftsmen and women, and they try to find it for people who might be interested, and they might give more advice to artists and craftsmen and women for creating their handmade products. Appen is a very good one too. I would probably let you to discover it, otherwise it's going to be a bit boring for you. Just know that this is about contractors around digital skills, and they can find the right ones for you in any language you can imagine. I would like one more time to come back here, and normally what I do here is the different technologies that for customer value proposition Amazon uses. There are 2 or 3 probably that I like very much. Amazon Alexa, I like it very much. I have one at home and it's a great help. I can buy things. I said I don't now talk, because if I do, the application starts to work. I name Alexa, and then I ask something. Please go and buy this movie for me. Please go and turn the light on. Please go on Amazon and find me a product and send me the characteristics of the product. And it does. So, you know, it's a great customer value proposition for me. One of the objective is this one, Amazon. You know that Amazon bets on fast delivery. It's fantastic as they do. Now the objective is in 20 minutes. In other words, if you go and buy a product in a store, on Amazon you can do that faster, even if the warehouse of Amazon is very far. How? You buy it as spontaneous online, they receive it, they put the product on a drone, and the drone delivers in front of your home and house directly. In 20 minutes, this is the objective that they are doing. Another thing that I like very much is this store. You go in, you go out, and you don't pay anything. When you get a product, you put your the mode of payment, and they understand it, Amazon Pay, and they understand it, as you can see here in your cards, and it's done. And you go and you put it here and you go out. And here you have sensors that understand that debit your account on Amazon Pay and you go out. These are customer value proposition by AI. The thing that I like very much is interface. You and I, we are bored and tired by the passwords. You forget it. There are many of them. For whatever you do, you need one. And then it could be this one. By that one, they understand you. Not only this, but look at this one. It's going to be tomorrow. Is an insurer in China offers you or not an online loan in 3 minutes. How? They use a face recognition, artificial intelligence. The algorithm recognizes your face and goes through its database on many different social media to understand you better, your financial behavior, your credit worthiness, and it says yes or no. Just by knowing your face, it discovers a lot of data on you and decide about it. Isn't that fantastic? I love it very much. Many people are feared, but I love this much. Very high. These are, one more time, customer value propositions by gesture. Even for disabled people, by gestures, they can ask functions to be done. They do that, just you show it to your iPad, this by fingers, and they understand it. This is the future we go more and more toward. This smart ring can be considered as a commanding device for many different things that you're having here. People, these are movies that I hope you can go and see. I cannot explain them more, but for each of them, you see how artificial intelligence is going to change the customer value proposition, and to add to customer value proposition by making the purchasing behavior, you call it customer experience, you call it a customer journey, to make them more pleasant and easier and faster, frictionless. That's it, people. I hope it has been clear for you. Please have a look on these basic concepts. You need to know them very clearly, not only for your individual project, but also and mainly for your future, your job, because P2P activities are going to be the predominant mode of business and economic activities. I have put more things for you, quiz, to understand better the customer value proposition. Please have a look on it. It's going to be a help for you. And I have put also more resources on customer value proposition for you. This is the way how people adopt technologies. Different segments adopt differently to buy online. Now is more and more very common, but these are concepts to understand better how they adopt different technologies to purchase, to look for information, and so on. You are having them in here. If you want to know how customers evaluate your services, because this is not only the product, it's very important for them, is how easy it is to find a product on a website, on a smartphone, on an app, and so on. It's highly important. So they compare it offline, online, number one. They subjectively, on their own, they compare it. And then they compare it with similar websites, similar apps. So these are very important. Imagine for online dating, they compare it offline, online. Is easier to date online or offline? This is number one. Number two is that how do I like this P2P online dating? Is it easy? Is it nice? Can I see pictures? How exciting is it? And number three, okay, I like it, but do I like more a competing platform on it or not? This one is very important to deliver your customer value proposition to them. Do remember that you have different levels of this one too, that you are having different benefits that you deliver to the customers. I let you read later because I promise that the course is finished and I continue, but probably you need to have a look on them to better understand the different levels of customer value proposition that you offer. This is what we have started together. Here, people, you are about here. Exchange should be easy. Transaction cost should be easy for you. I have put references for those who want to continue. Probably, I do not know if you have finished your thesis or not. If not, most likely you might be interested in some references that I have put here for you. This is for comparing and defining the different benefits for your two markets. It's not only one market, it's for your two markets, about your product, about your pricing, about your information, communication, everything is for not one market, but two markets, because you are on two-sided markets, you are on P2P platform activities. I thank you very much, people. This is about the end of it. All these different things are for your consideration, probably to develop more than the course, probably to develop it and to deepen your understanding of the course. I hope things are clear. I'm waiting, and I make a pleasure to answer to your questions about this lecture. Thank you.